What if I told you that there is a power bank that is capable of charging a 13-inch MacBook Pro, MacBook Air, or an iPad Pro, and it's the same size as the iPhone 11, and has the capacity to fully charge your mid-level laptop fully one time, but it's the same size as your phone? I present to you the Ravpower PD Pioneer 20,000 milliamp hour battery. What is this thing? Let's get into it. So it is a power bank that carries 20,000 milliamp hours of juice, meaning that's how much power it can charge. It has two ports, so it has a USB-C port at the bottom, and it has a USB-A port, which is called an iSmart port, which adjusts according to the device that you plugged in so that it can charge it at the appropriate speed without damaging the device. As for the USB-C port, this is a power delivery port which can charge much quicker than quick charge. And this USB-C port right here, if you're charging one device off the USB-C port, such as your laptop, by itself, it is capable of charging your laptop at 60 watts, which is crazy. As for the USB-A port, it can charge up to 18 watts. And when you're charging two things, whether it's one thing in the Type-C port and the other thing in the USB port, the USB-C port will charge at 45 watts. Meanwhile, the USB-A port will charge at 15. So combined, you're getting 60 watts of power out of this thing, whether you're using the USB-C port by itself or using both ports at the same time. So in my experience, what do I use this for? I use this for my iPad Pro 2017 model. I've had that iPad for a couple years, and I often find myself, taking notes, and I'm a heavy iPad Pro user, and I'm pretty much on it 24/7 when I'm at school or when I'm home. So I basically don't go anywhere without it. And as I keep working it and I keep using it, I've noticed that the battery life isn't quite as good as it used to be, which is natural. And I often find myself on long days having to constantly charge my iPad just to keep it running. And with my old power bank that I had, it can barely keep up while I was working on my iPad. But with this one, I can fully charge my iPad while I'm using it at any location, any remote location. So if I'm sitting somewhere that's not close to an outlet, I don't have to go to that. I don't have to, move and get up and plug it into the wall or look for a power strip. I don't have to look for that. I could just use this power bank to keep my iPad juiced up and charging at full speed so that I can keep working and I can charge my iPad quickly. It also works great for the Nintendo Switch, and I mostly play docked mode personally myself, but in my testing, it has been able to charge my Switch quickly and at full speed. And if you're a Nintendo Switch owner and you're looking for a power bank like this, you should expect to get about 3 to 4 full charges out of the Switch before the battery bank dies, which is really good for long plane rides, long trips where you're going to be in the car and you're going to be traveling for hours and hours on end, and you want to play on your Switch for hours uninterrupted. You can use this power bank to keep your Switch juiced up basically all day long, which is incredible. Also, for your phone, like if you have an iPhone, there's a lot of power banks that can charge an iPhone fast. It's the standard. But then maybe if you have an Android phone that uses power delivery, not a lot of power banks support power delivery. So maybe if you have an Android phone like a Galaxy S9, or a Galaxy Note 10, or maybe a Google Pixel 4 XL, I'm just naming a few random Android phones. If you have an Android phone that has USB-C and has a lot of power, you can use the USB-C port to charge it, via Type-C if your phone supports power delivery. As for if you're an iPhone user, if you have an iPhone 8 or newer, you can use a Type-C to Lightning cable, and you can charge your iPhone at 18 watts with the USB-C port, which is 50% in 30 minutes. So you can charge your phone quickly off of this. And maybe if you have something like AirPods, for example, like I do, I have the Pros, but say maybe you have an iPhone and you have AirPods, and maybe you have like an 11 Pro or Pro Max that came with the proper cable, you can use the Type-C port on here to charge your iPhone quickly, and your AirPods, or even your Apple Watch or some other device, or maybe a friend's phone, and you can charge those quickly at the same time. So overall, for phones, it's perfect. It'll charge them quickly, and it'll charge your phone many times. Now, depending on the phone you have, the number of charges that you can expect out of this, it really depends on the battery capacity in your phone and the battery health. But you can charge your phone at least a couple times on this guy, and maybe 2 people's phones. So for phones, it is amazing. For tablets, if you find yourself, working a lot on an iPad Pro like myself, or you have a Surface Go or a Surface Pro, normally those tablets require around 30 to 45 watts of power. So if you find yourself, working a lot on your high-end tablet like an iPad Pro or Surface Pro, you can charge it full speed with this power bank, no problem, using the USB-C port. Even if you have your phone plugged in as well, it'll still charge your high-end tablet, no problem. However, there's some devices that require more power in which this may not be ideal. And that could be, Alienware computers. It could be a 15-inch MacBook Pro or the 16-inch MacBook Pro. Those laptops, like the super high-end, the beefy ones, gaming laptops, those are going to require a lot more power. So if you have one of those super high-end laptops, it's probably not the best idea to go out and get this, because if you're going to buy a power bank for your laptop, you probably are buying it with the intent to charge your laptop at remote locations on the go while you're using it, instead of being forced to shut your laptop down, charge it portably, and wait for your laptop to charge. That's probably not the reason why you want to get something like this. You want a power bank that can charge your laptop while you're using it at full speed, so that you don't constantly have to be looking for outlets or fighting for those, especially at airports or at a coffee shop. You can just sit at your desk, at your table, charge your laptop while you're using it, and just have a complete peace of mind. That's probably why you want to get this power bank. So if your laptop requires anything more than, like, say 60 watts or 70 watts, this is not going to be for you, because it will not be able to keep up with your laptop if you're using it heavily. Maybe if you're just doing like light internet browsing and you're just doing, chill things, and you're not using a lot of power, maybe you could get away with it, but don't expect it to fully charge your 15-inch MacBook Pro or 16-inch MacBook Pro. There's definitely better power banks out there, but they're more expensive. So for maybe high-end 15-inch laptops and up, this probably isn't good enough, because it doesn't have enough wires through the USB-C port. Maybe in a pinch it could come in handy, but if you're expecting to charge your laptop while using it, and you have a 15-inch laptop or bigger, then this probably isn't the best choice for you. But anything from, say, 10 to 13 inches and uses Type-C and only requires 60 watts of power or less, this is perfect, because it'll charge full speed no matter how heavy you use it. It's going to charge it at full speed no matter what. Now, you might be wondering, how long does this thing take to recharge? Because it has a lot of power. It can charge my laptop, but let's say you charge your laptop for a little bit, you give your laptop some juice, and then it dies on you because your laptop uses a lot of power. How long does it normally take to recharge? It normally takes anywhere from about 3 to 3.5 hours. And you do get a USB-C to C cable in the box, but you do not get a wall charger included. You have to have your own. So if you have a USB-C laptop, hold on. So if you have a USB-C laptop, you probably have a USB-C wall charger laying around. But in case you don't, there's plenty of USB-C wall chargers by Ravpower and Anchor that are pretty good. They're affordable, and this power bank charges at 30 watts. And it only takes 3 hours to fully charge from dead to full. And keep in mind, this power bank has 20,000 milliamp hours. And normally, if you charge a battery bank with that capacity, with say a 5-volt 2-amp charger, like a 10-watt charger or iPad charger, right? It would normally take anywhere from 9 to 12 hours to charge a battery bank with this capacity from dead to full. And if you use an even slower charger, like an old iPhone charger, it would take all day. It would take maybe 24 hours. You would have to wait the whole day for it to recharge. That would be frustrating. But with power delivery and using the USB-C wall charger, even the switch power adapter you can charge this thing with. And I use that pretty much every day to charge this thing. And it only takes 3 hours to fully charge a 20,000 milliamp hour battery such as this. So anytime you need to plug in your laptop, your mid-tier laptop, and you need to do your work and whatnot, and you let that thing charge with this, then once this thing runs dead and you work on your laptop and you can use it for a couple hours, you could just have this plugged in into the wall and recharge it while you're working on your laptop, so that the next time your laptop runs low, this is going to be ready to go and ready to charge as soon as your laptop is almost dead. So in summary, this power bank is incredible. It is amazing for Nintendo Switch owners that play on the go quite frequently, that are frequent travelers. It's incredible for that. For iPhone, Android phone users that use their phone a lot along with other devices, it's great for that. But there's cheaper ones that can do the same thing. But for laptop users that have anywhere from like an 11-inch to a 13-inch laptop with USB-C and requires up to 60 or 65 watts of power, this is incredible. Hey, so if your laptop needs 65 watts of power or less, say from 30 to 65, this is a major win. Or if you have an iPad Pro and you work on it a lot like I do, and that's the main reason why I got this, this is a win. This is a must-have if you want to increase your productivity in your work and you rely on your laptop or tablet for school and for work, and you often find yourselves having to plug in and you just want a peace of mind, and you find yourself having to look for outlets at the coffee shop. If that's you and you want a power bank that is portable, that's the same size as your phone or around the same size depending on what phone you have, but can keep up with your mid-tier laptop or your high-end tablet or your Switch or just anything, this power bank is a steal. This goes for $46 on Amazon. It's on sale for $46, but normally you would only be paying about 54 bucks. And for the power that you get out of these two ports, especially the Type-C and the capacity and the size, this thing is a steal, and I'd highly recommend it to everyone that needs a reliable power bank for their mid-tier laptop that uses Type-C or Nintendo Switch or other devices. It's Sebastian, and thanks for watching. It's been real, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.